I'll start my class, and before that, let me share what I want to talk about. So, the today we will be talking about regulation of glycolysis. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Mhm. So, the first thing is first thing enzyme which you have seen is the phosphofructokinase. This enzyme converts uh, glucose 6 phosphate into fructose 6 phosphate. Let me revise you the steps once more before we go. Let me revise you the steps once more of glycolysis. Those who have not attended last day's class, I'll shortly, briefly go through so in glycolysis. In the first step, glucose is converted to glucose 6 phosphate, and the enzyme is hexokinase. One molecule of ATP is utilized and it forms ADP. Next, glucose 6 phosphate is converted into fructose 6 phosphate, and the enzyme is phosphoglucoisomerase. Here, one ATP is converted into ADP. Now, this is the most important enzyme, phosphofructokinase, PFK. This is it's a regulatory enzyme. The other regulatory enzyme which we see is hexokinase. This is also another regulatory enzyme. So, fructose 6 phosphate is converted into fructose 1,6 phosphate. And this is the very important step. Another, so already one ATP has been utilized here. One ATP has been utilized over here. Next, what happens? The enzyme aldolase, it breaks. This is all of this. This is a 6 carbon compound. 6 carbon, 6 carbon, 6 carbon, 6 carbon. So this 6 carbon compound is converted into two 3 carbon compounds. This is an aldehyde. Is some of you, one of your mics are unmuted? It's making a sound over here. If you could mute your mics. Okay, now all are muted. Fine. So this is a. Are you able to see? Ah,
Yes, sir.
this is a ketone. It is broken by aldolase into one dihydroxyacetone phosphate and one glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. And this dihydroxyacetone phosphate is converted back into glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. So essentially, what you have over here is 2 into 3 carbon compounds. Essentially 2 into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. So this, so essentially whatever happens over here, all the step from here to pyruvate, it is 2 into. So glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is converted into 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate. Enzyme, very important enzyme. You can call it most abundant housekeeping gene in animals. It's very abundant. So glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, GAPTI. Most abundant, of course, Rubisco, photosynthetic protein Rubisco. Uh, but this is in mammals, animals. This is pretty much. You can see that there is a lot of this present. So it converts the NAD plus with another phosphate. So one NAD plus and one phosphate, inorganic phosphate in the cytoplasm. That becomes NADH plus H plus. Remember, it is into 2. So basically, you have 2 NADH plus H plus being made. 2 NAD plus H plus being made. Then you have the compound 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate made. Then it is from 1,3 a 3-phosphoglycerate is made. But the important step is this: phosphoglycerate kinase. This enzyme, it takes one phosphate, the phosphate at the one group, at the one carbon, and ADP plus PI, it forms one more ATP. So essentially, this reaction is taking place 2 times. So you have a production of 2 ATPs. 2 ATPs are formed here because it's happening 2 times. But in one reaction, only 1 ATP is formed. Then phosphoglycerate mutase, it converts it into another isomer, 2-phosphoglycerate. So you have 3 carbon. So the phosphate was over here. It is transferred to the second carbon. It becomes 2-phosphoglycerate. Enzyme enolase then removes a molecule of water and you have phosphoenol pyruvate. Then the enzyme pyruvate kinase, actually it is 2 ADP into 2 ATP is formed. It again phosphorylates ADP to release ATP, and essentially it is into 2. So phosphoenol pyruvate, or it is called known as PEP, phosphoenol pyruvate, has got higher energy than pyruvate. So what it does, this energy is utilized just hold on. This energy is utilized and ADP is converted to ATP. So this energy and this extra energy which phosphoenol pyruvate has, it gives it to the ATP molecule and the phosphate, of course, high energy phosphate bond. Pyruvate has got a lower energy. The same step takes place. 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate has got a higher energy than 3-phosphoglycerate. And this high energy phosphate is transferred to ADP to form PI. This is the thermodynamics or energetics of the reaction. Or bioenergetics of reaction. So what is the end product? You have pyruvate. And what do you find? You have utilized, in the negative side, you have 2 ATP. But what you have gained? You have gained 2 NADH plus H plus. This will go into the electron transport chain. Right? And you have gained 4 molecules of ATP. So what is the net ATP? 4 minus 2. 2 has been utilized. 2 ATP. Are people clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we go to this regulation of glycolysis. I have sent this to you. People read this very fast as possible. You don't need to study metabolism of glucose, fructose and galactose. Only glycolysis. So regulation of phosphofructokinase. So it converts fructose 6-phosphate to fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. Somebody has come. Let's see. The most important control step of glycolysis is this irreversible reaction catalyzed by phosphofructokinase. So it is regulated at several levels. The first is at ATP AMP. Now, before I just start anything, I'll just open a whiteboard. You must tell me if you are able to see the whiteboard or not. I'll talk briefly about enzyme. Just wait a minute. This is the I forgot to register this. Okay, I'll use the red pen. So we will talk about an enzyme. We talk about an enzyme. What does an enzyme do? Let's draw the enzyme. This is an enzyme. The enzyme has got a site known as the active site. This is the active site. This is the place where the substrate binds. The substrate binds and it becomes converted into the product. But if you add a molecule known as inhibitor, it will also bind to the active site and it will inhibit enzyme activity. Or what it can do, it can regulate enzyme activity. So this is the active site. So you have inhibitors which target the active site, which regulate enzyme activity through active site. At the same time, you have other sites known as allosteric sites. Substrate does not bind here. Another regulator known as allosteric regulator. Another substrate regulator known as allosteric regulator binds here. So what you can find over here is that enzyme activity is influenced from the allosteric site, not the active site. Okay. So, are you clear about allosteric regulation?
Yes, sir.
So, PFK is allosterically inhibited by ATP. So, if there is lot of ATP present in the cell, if lot of ATP is present in the cell, then it inhibits this PFK enzyme. So, high ATP, it inhibits PFK. This means no fructose 1,6-phosphate bisphosphate is formed from fructose 6-phosphate and the glycolysis stops over there. But this inhibition is reversed by AMP. Lot of ATP in the cell means lot of ATP, that the cell doesn't need energy. So glycolysis is not needed. It will stop. But if, for example, if there is high AMP, that means ATP has been finished and a lot of AMP has been formed, and that means the cell needs more ATP, more energy. So this inhibition of allosteric inhibition by ATP, so if there is a high amount of AMP, then inhibition on PFK is removed. So this allows glycolysis to be responsive to the energy needs of the cell. Speeding glycolysis up when ATP is in short supply. And AMP is plentiful. So when the cell requires, give energy. Clear about this step?
Yes, sir.
Then the next one to stop is the citrate. PFK is inhibited by citrate. The first product of citric acid cycle or TCA cycle. So this pyruvate, it enters into the TCA cycle or Krebs cycle, and the first product is citrate. If there is a lot of citrate present, that means glycolysis is not needed, because citrate is the downstream product of glycolysis. It enters the glycolysis product of pyruvate, it enters into the Krebs cycle, and it forms citrate, isocitrate, and other compounds in the cells, Krebs cycle, which you will study much later. But if there is lot of citrate, means one intermediate product is there in high amount. That means no more citrate is needed, no more glycolysis is needed. That is, the energy of the cell is quite high. And the next is fructose 2,6 bisphosphate. Not, not fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. This is the intermediate product, but this is fructose 2,6 bisphosphate. So the second carbon has got the phosphate, not the first carbon of fructose has got the phosphate. Fructose 2,6 bisphosphate. It is synthesized from fructose 6-phosphate by an enzyme known as phosphofructokinase 2, PFK2. We are talking about PFK1, but this is another enzyme, PFK2, that converts fructose 6-phosphate to fructose 2,6 bisphosphate. That is, two phosphates are there, not one for fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. That is the work of fructose PFK1 or PFK only. Okay, now fructose 2,6 bisphosphate is hydrolyzed back to fructose 6-phosphate. This reverse reaction, fructose 2,6 bisphosphate to this, that is catalyzed by fructose bisphosphatase to another enzyme. Fructose 2,6 bisphosphate. So the funny part is, this fructose, this enzyme, one side is, it's a single enzyme, is PFK2. The other side is FBPase 2. So it's a one side catalyzes this forward reaction, the other side it catalyzes the reverse reaction. So it is known as a bifunctional enzyme. This side the forward reaction FR, this side the reverse reaction RR. There are got two functions. It's a bifunctional enzyme. Now fructose 6-phosphate it stimulates the synthesis of F26 bisphosphatase. The forward reaction, it is stimulated by fructose 6 phosphate. Lot of fructose 6 phosphate, some fructose, apart from fructose 1,6 phosphate, bisphosphate, fructose 2,6 bisphosphate is also made. And this inhibits the hydrolysis. So high amount of fructose 6 phosphate, what it does is it stimulates formation of fructose 2,6 bisphosphate, and what it does is it inhibits the activity of FBPase 2. So this side is inhibited. Fructose 2,6 bisphosphate in turn strongly activates PFK and stimulates glycolysis. So fructose 2 bisphosphate, what it does, it strongly stimulates PFK. PFK, what it does, remember, fructose 6 phosphate to fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. Don't forget. The overall effect is that when fructose 6 phosphate levels are high, PFK, hence glycolysis, is stimulated. So let us see what happens. Fructose 6 phosphate, it forms fructose 2,6 bisphosphate by PFK2. This PFK2 is stimulated by fructose 6 phosphate. So high amounts of fructose 6 phosphate, what it does is it stimulates PFK2 to form more fructose bisphosphate. And what this does, this stimulates PFK. After this stimulates PFK, what it does? Fructose 6, more fructose 6 phosphate is converted to fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. And therefore, this means glycolysis is stimulated. ঠিক আছে মামা, আমি আসছি এক্ষুনি। আরেকটা বেলুন নিয়ে নাও। So next we have this fructose bisphosphate. When the levels of fructose 1,6 phosphate is becoming high, when the next কি এবিসিডি করছে, যাও এখন একটু পরে এসো। আচ্ছা, so fructose 2,6 bisphosphate, it gets converted by FBPase 2. So when the levels of high, glycolysis has to be stopped. Very high amount of thing, this inhibits FBPase. But when the levels of fructose bisphosphate 6 phosphate, when levels of fructose 6 phosphate they fall down. When levels of fructose 6 phosphate, this inhibition of FBPase, inhibition on FBPase is removed. And what it does is actually What it does is actually it converts this 2,6 bisphosphate into more of fructose 6 phosphate, and glycolysis more of is stopped. Clear? বুঝতে পেরেছো? হ্যালো?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay. Next you have, so this is also known as reciprocal regulation. Other thing which H plus ion also regulates this enzyme. It is inhibited by hydrogen ion. That is, if the pH falls down, that means lot of rate of glycolysis decreases when the pH falls significantly. This is one more step of regulation. The other enzymes are hexokinase. You know what hexokinase does? It converts glucose to glucose 6 phosphate. The first, and this is also the first irreversible step of glycolysis. So this hexokinase is inhibited by glucose 6 phosphate. This is known as product inhibition. So in the concentration of glucose 6 phosphate keeps on increasing, that means the glycolysis has stopped somewhere. It is accumulating. That means the glycolysis doesn't need to progress. So high concentration of glucose 6, what it does, it inhibits this enzyme to make more glucose 6 phosphate. So if you have lot of glucose 6 phosphate, why will the cell make more glucose 6 phosphate? So what will it will do? It will inhibit the enzyme hexokinase, which makes glucose 6 phosphate from glucose. This is hexokinase's regulation. Next, the last step, pyruvate kinase. It is activated by fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. High amount of fructose bisphosphate means that this has to be removed. So pyruvate kinase is activated by fructose 1,6 bisphosphate, an intermediate which we have talked about soon. ATP and amino acid alanine allosterically from another side, they inhibit the enzyme so that glycolysis slows when supply of ATP and biosynthetic precursors are already sufficiently high. Lot of it is present. Why the hell should pyruvate kinase make more pyruvate and more ATP? Because already you have supplies are very high. It is not needed. So this is actually regulation of glycolysis. Clear? Have you people have got any questions?
No, sir.
There is somebody who wants to meet you. Okay. ঠিক আছে, কোনো questions? Then I will tell you when the next class is. Possibly on Wednesday, I will take the next class.
স্যার এই সানডে স্যার আপনি মানে অফলাইন করাবেন এই সানডে?
সানডে করাবো কি মানডে করাবো ঠিক আমি এখনো বলিনি, তোমাদের বলে দেবো, কিন্তু অফলাইন চালু হবে।
ওকে স্যার।
অফলাইন চালু হবে, অফলাইন অনলাইন দুটোই হবে। যারা মানে একটু দূরে আছো, অনলাইনে আছো, তাদেরকে আমি রেকর্ডিং পাঠিয়ে দেবো। প্রথম দিনটাতে আমি ডাইরেক্টলি সব একসঙ্গে করতে চাই না, মানে গুগল মিট, অবশ্য কি আছে, এটা গুগল মিট খুলে দেবো আর আমি পড়াতে শুরু করব, কি আছে। সেটাও করা যেতে পারে। ওকে নিয়ে চলে গেল বাচ্চাকে। ঠিক আছে, তাহলে রাখি।
ओके सर।
ओके
एनी क्वेश्चंस? अलशिफा, निसाब, अबशर, आज तीनों एक साथ है यहाँ पे, आज पौर्णाली नहीं है। ओके, नो क्वेश्चंस निसाब?
No, sir. No, sir.
ओके ओके।